International Super Circus. From Poland, the Seven Studniewski. From Hungary, the Dunai. From France, the Swing Brothers. From Great Britain, Pierre Picton. From South Africa, the Survivors. From Poland, the Five Baria. And from Great Britain, Freddie Beauville and Wayne Stevens. Ladies and gentlemen, your host for this evening, Stu Francis.
Thank you, James. Off we go. Oh, tonight's the night. I tell you, I'm so excited. Ooh, I could jump off a doll's house. Yes. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the International Super Circus here in Torbay. And believe me, it really is an international super circus we've got lined up for you. We've got a feast of entertainment featuring artists from literally all over the world. In fact, we've so much to see, we've so much to do. Let's get right on with the show. Would you give a nice, big, warm welcome? Direct from Hungary, it's the Dunai!
And indeed it is a warm welcome for the Dunai, an unusual juggling act on horseback from Budapest in Hungary. This is 28-year-old Gabby, who's kept up the family circus tradition started by his great-grandfather. Gabby, who's been juggling since he was a child, gave his first ever public appearance at the age of 13. He formed his present troupe a year ago, and they practiced for nearly 7 months before they made their debut. Susie, who's 21 years old, is a gymnast from the Hungarian State Circus. To join the act, she had to learn to ride in next to no time, and yet she looks as though she's been doing it for years. White horse is called Baba, and he's very special to them. He took 2 years to train, and he's a great favourite. He's got a big heart, an affectionate way, and they say he's totally reliable. Oswald, who's the team's third member, is also an ex-gymnast, and he's had to master the art of horsemanship as well as develop his juggling skills. The horses, strong, good-natured with broad backs, are bought and trained by Gabby's father. The group practices 3 hours a day with them, and it takes time, patience, and a lot of love to achieve this sort of harmony. A very skillful act, this, a superb combination of balance and horsemanship. Whoops, nearly. How's that for an exciting and dramatic finale?
The fabulous Junais all the way from Hungary. Well, here's my little pal next to me, Stephen. Did you enjoy that? You did indeed. Any nearer, you'd have been riding that horse, wouldn't you? Stephen smashing. And we've got all the gorgeous girls here as well, all done up for the evening, got the earrings in. And what's your favourite artist in the circus? What do you like to watch best?
Clowns.
Clowns. You like the clowns? You like a good laugh, do you? Well, you're in for a treat now, I'll tell you. In fact, we're all in for a treat now because here's some fellas who aren't just funny, they're fast, they're fantastic. They come all the way from France. Will you put your hands together and welcome the fabulous Swing Brothers?
Vega and Alan Cadet, both 21 years old, are a couple of French ex-paratroopers. Frank, he's the one with the hat and the glasses, is the driving force of this fun, fast-moving and fabulous act. There have been 4 generations of Vegas in the circus. His father, the famous French acrobat Maffera, originated this routine, and Frank's ambition is to be half as good as his dad. It looks so easy, but it takes long hours of hard practice to develop that precise timing. They're very close, these two. Each has to be aware of the other's need within the act. And they both say this is tougher than their army training. Frank who's a bit of a live wire, says he's going to wait until he's 80 years old before he settles down. Alan, the shy one, says he's got a girl waiting back home and reckons his ambition is to work with Frank and remain his best friend. Very slick, very polished, and very French.
There we go, the fabulous Swing Brothers. Well, we promise you artists from all over the world, and our next group of artists really are sensational. They're a first in many ways. It's the first time they've ever been seen on television. It's the first time they've ever performed in Great Britain. So would you put your hands together, give a nice Great Britain warm welcome. All the way from Poland, the Seven, Stanuski!
The members of this talented and colourful springboard act have been performing together for 2 years with considerable success. Six of this troupe, who range in age from 17 to 25, were recruited from the youth centres and gymnastics clubs throughout Poland and don't have a circus background. 32-year-old Lech, their leader, was an instructor in acrobatics at a gymnastics school when a friend persuaded him to join the circus. All right. It takes a long time to perfect these routines, and Lech, who's a hard taskmaster, works them 8 hours a day, 6 days a week. For young Hubert, who's just 17 years old and the youngest member of the troupe, this is his first time away from home.
Somersault on stilts, 2.5 meters high, is the speciality of Lech Studilewski.
Stilts weren't part of the original act. Lech introduced them to add excitement, and they certainly do that. Terrific! Young Hubert is going to attempt a 3-man high. Amazing, and Lech says that he's planning to do a 5-man high on stilts.
Has a very exacting task of these somersaults to 5-man high. Ladies and gentlemen, Hubert Deneker.
Young Hubert looks a bit nervous there, waiting on the springboard. It's not surprising, really. A little homesickness and a different environment can't be doing much for his confidence. Incredible! A great act.
what are we going to do now? I'll have to get it. Hurry up. All right, yes, okay. Yes. Oh, come on, man. All right, give it a good pull. Oh, look at that. Oh, Pierre, you're not going to take any more off. A running shot. A running start from where? From over there. We all count 3. All right, now all count to 3. Now go way back, Pierre. Get all the way back. That's right. Okay, now we're all going to count to 3 for a running start. All together. 1, 2, 3. That's it. Give it a good try. Come on. That's it. Come on. Five. Watch me go. You get this way. Sorry about it. It's all going wrong. I've lost control. Come over there. Come over there. Another running stop. And we know what to do, so all together. 1, 2, 3. Look at that. Okay, now he's got to get in the car this time. In you get there. That's it. Oh! Sorry about that. You've got to think of something else. Ring the garage. Ring the garage. Hey, he's going to make a phone call. Hello! Oh! What? Sticky plugs. Sticky plugs, he says it is. That's the problem. Oh, that's been the problem all the time. All right, then. I'll get it started. Okay, you get it going. I'll have a sit down. You're going to sit down. Oh, come on. Going. Stop. Run. You lost the wheel. Yeah. You forgot the wheel. Here. Thanks. Okay. Right then. So in you get. You've got the steering wheel. All right. Never mind the doors. Let's go. Sorry about it. I said. What? Close the door. Close the door. All right. Right then. Sorry about it. Let's get going now. All right. Okay? I'm going to have a sit down. You're going to sit down? I'm going to have a sit down. What are you going to sit down for? I'm a bit tired. Well, I'm tired too. I'll tell you what, I'll drive. Oh! Put it down. Oh! I'm going to I know it is. Are you okay? Yeah. All right then. I say. What? Bit of stunt driving. You're going to do some stunt driving? From the back seat. You can't do that. We'll all count. Oh, yes, I can. Oh, no, you can't. Oh, yes, I can. Oh, no, you can't. Scratch your head start. Scratch your head start. And we'll all help you do that from this. Right. You just tell us what to do. Hands on your head. Hands on your heads, everybody now. Sorry about that. Finger up your nose. Finger up your nose. And wiggle your bottom. Wiggle your bottom. Very good. That's it, right. Right then. He's doing it. He's doing it. Right. Let's go. Right. Okay. Back it up. Back it up. Five. There we go. The fabulous Pierre Picton. Would you buy a used car off that man?
I don't think so.
No, I think I've got one like that, I'll tell you. Did you enjoy that car, young man? Amazing, wasn't it? It was indeed. Well, from an amazing car to an amazing act. A group of people who are now going to perform a fantastic feat on a Russian trampoline. Now, unlike the trampoline we're used to, this is more of a big elastic net. In fact, why don't you see for yourselves as we welcome, from Poland, the 5 Baleia!
This lively group is made up of gymnasts originally from the sports clubs of Warsaw. They've only been together for a year, and like all circus performers, they work hard. And there's the 5th member of this troupe. It's Valdemar, who's their leader. Now, don't be misled by his clowning. Waldemar is no mean gymnast. When he was 19, he joined a sports club, and by 1972, he was Poland's trampoline champion. 4 years later, he was in the UK, appearing in Billy Smart's Circus. Oops, there goes his hat. And this is a meal showing off his skills. It's his first visit to the UK, and he's loving it. On Waldemar's shoulders is Andreo, the youngest member of the troupe. He's a bit homesick and nervous too, but you'd never guess from his performance. All right, how does he do that?
And now it's the turn of Mario Scherchen to execute a triple somersault with full twist. Mario Scherchen.
Well, the audience certainly enjoyed that wonderful display of skill and agility.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, would you welcome from Great Britain, Freddie Boville and Wayne Stevens.
An amazing and very daring act, this one. Freddie and Wayne used to have a high-flying trapeze act. While performing in Italy, the boss lady of their circus wanted to introduce something new and exciting into the show. So they put their heads together and came up with this amazing contraption. The wheel is actually built of stainless steel, and it's quite heavy too, weighing about 600 kilos. That's more than half a ton. The early development of this wheel was a matter of trial and error. Lots of trials and lots of errors. The current presentation owes a lot to the encouragement of Peter Jay of the famous Blackpool Tower Circus. Freddie and Wayne have been training together for the past 14 months, and one of the things they've got to watch constantly is their weight, because balance is obviously very important. Wayne, who's 21 years old, is a third-generation circus performer. His mother is a trapeze artist with another troupe. With his feet and hands on the rim of the wheel, Wayne actually makes this spread eagle trick look easy.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, 36 feet above the ring, Freddie Beauville will attempt an incredibly difficult back somersault on the top of the mighty wheel. Ladies and gentlemen, Freddie Beauville.
Now don't forget, 36 feet above the ring, and Wayne isn't using a safety line. Freddie told me earlier that he's training his young son Neil to take over. At 31, he thinks he's getting too old for this. Two great showman in the best tradition of the circus.
What are you doing?
Training my budgie.
You can't train budgies like that. No. Let me do that kind of thing.
All right, then. Ladies and gentlemen, we promise you international artists. You've seen artists from France, from Poland, now from Blackpool. Would you please welcome Norman Barrett?
Thank you very much indeed, huh? Wait, this is the place. Show everybody how you take a bow up. Thank you. My wife does budgie impressions and bird impressions. She watches me like a hawk. Come on, Peppy. Engelbert, come on, Engelbert. Engelbert, there's the good boy, come on. Harold, come on, Harold. There's the good boy, Harold. Right, Lulio, up. That's fine, right. Wobble a bit, make it look difficult. There'll be more budgie acts if you're not careful. Right, sit. Oh, hey. That's it. Great stuff, good boy. 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's it. I'm happy to stay in the good. Right, come on, son. Sit down. That's the good boy. Cyril, off we go, son. There's the good boy, Cyril. Quickly, that's it. Right, Freddie, half penny. Get going, son. Jump. Let's keep going, son. There's the good boy. Right, turn round. Thank you very much. Peppy, come on. Nice and quick, son. That's the good boy. You're going. Up the hill. Good boy. Keep going. That's it. Up the other end. Keep going, son. One more. That's it. Give me a quick. That's it. 1, 2, and 3. Yeah. Thank you very much indeed. And now, ladies and gentlemen, you will notice that we've finished that trick. You'll notice, ladies and gentlemen, that everything... Finish that trick, sit down. You'll line up, get off that and sit down. You'll notice that everything is under control. The best is sit down, Pet. You'll notice that sit down there. So, I'll get it all sorted out and get off. Sit down. That's a good boy. Yes, sir. At any rate, it was pretty good. Take a bow. Up. And go. All the birds sitting on the bottom perch, they cost £1 each. And all the birds on the top perch, they cost £5 each, because they're on higher perches. Engelbert, come on. This is Engelbert. There's a good boy. Jump, son. Turn around, go back again. That's fine. Back again. Go, hurry up. Go on, one more. Back, son. Good boy. Up. Great stuff. Fine. Harold, you do the same, son. Look. There, and there. Here he goes. Right. Hey, up. No, not yet. Hey, come on. Up. Yeah. One more. One. Thank you. Thank you. A real time goes out in Mississippi. Come on, Harold, the boy. Freddie, halfpenny. Give me a kiss. You're eating hamburgers, eh? That's the boy. Peppy. Engelbert. Thank you, sir. The can-can. Everybody clap your hands. Come on. Now, I'll sort it out now. I'll take a hostage. Whew, isn't it warm in here tonight? Excuse me. Right. Lulio, right. Fire the cannon. No, sorry. Right. Fire the cannon. It took me 3 weeks to do this trick one night. Right. Fire the cannon. Look, you silly bird. All you've got to do is run along the tent and nudge your head to it. What's the matter with you? On the car, move round a bit. Excuse me. Right. Let's go, Hickam. Ready, sir, right, go!
And now, ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome back that dynamic group of gentlemen you've already met, the 7 Stanuski.
In contrast to their previous springboard act, the group show their versatility by presenting in a totally different style a tumbling routine, which once again shows off the skills of the 2 acrobats, Vesta and Hubert. The presentation of this routine emphasizes the gymnastic background of the troupe, very different to the more traditional circus style. Another example of their skills, a superb display of balance and timing on twin Russian poles.
On a fiberglass pole, 6 centimeters in diameter, Hubert Denneker will attempt a double back somersault. Ladies and gentlemen, Hubert Denneker and the Stanuski.
to do. I really could, because now you're about to see a sensational act. About to perform high above the Circus arena without the aid of a safety net. Ladies and gentlemen, direct from South Africa, would you welcome the sensational Survivors?
And sensational is the word for this dazzling cradle act, featuring a daring combination of leaps and somersaults performed with great style and skill. Pedro, Stanley, Robert and Karen, who now live in the United States, first teamed up 4 years ago. It was their involvement with the YMCA clubs and trapeze schools that brought them together in this exciting act. Karen, who's 31, is married to Pedro, the group's leader. As a girl, she wanted to be a ballerina, but says she grew too tall, so she went into accountancy instead. In 1975, she joined a trapeze school, and there she found the artistic fulfillment that she wanted all along. A daring act this, that cradle is 13 metres above the ring, and as you can see, they work without a safety net. Robert, who's about to jump, is 21 years old and a very promising performer. He got the circus bug when he was 10. Pedro spotted him and, realising his potential, invited him to join the act. It was watching a television circus like this that attracted the catcher Stanley to join the circus. Working without a net leaves no margin for error and puts even greater pressure on the catcher. He doesn't only need strength, but also great skill and precise timing. Once again, it's Robert who says he knows no fear and aims to be the best. He doesn't seem to have too far to go.
Without a safety net or any other safety device, Pedro will attempt a hand-to-hand forward somersault to the hands of the catcher. May we have complete silence.
survivors are working without a safety net, 13 meters above the circus ring. Timing and concentration are vital. Well, that's what I call an exciting act with great showmanship too. And their powerful and skillful display certainly went down well with this audience.
International Super Circus from here in Torbay. From all these wonderful artists to all you wonderful people, until we see you again, until the next time, good night and thank you. Bye-bye.